Hello all, a warm welcome to everyone tuning into the Oracle Identity and Access Management Insight session today. My name is Prabhakar Neburi, a Principal Technical Support Engineer here at Oracle. Today we will be covering topics on OAuth, OpenID integration with the social identity providers. And I'll be covering topics specific to integrating social identity providers such as Google, Facebook, or IDCS with the Oracle Access Manager 12c PS4. In this session, we will cover what are the various components that are needed and how they are configured and the required settings to be done in integrating the social identity providers with Oracle Access Manager 12c. I'll be walking through these plugins and modules and the settings associated using the OAM console. The agenda for today's presentation is the OIDC client integration with the social identity providers, and we will cover about how to configure the social login with the context of Oracle Access Manager. We'll look into registering a client at the social identity provider. Then what are the various things you need to set up with the Oracle Access Manager. So basically we'll look into how do you configure the plugins, the authentication modules, authentication scheme, and the protected resource in achieving this integration of Oracle Access Manager with the social providers. And finally, we'll summarize the topics that have been covered in this session. So the first topic to be covered is OIDC client integration with the social identity providers. So here we will cover about the various modules, plugins, authentication scheme which are necessary to be configured and set up in integrating Oracle Access Manager with the social identity providers. Now, first let's look into the authentication flow in the process of integrating the Oracle Access Manager with the social identity providers. Here, if you see the typical flow here, it's very simple functional flow explained here. When the user attempts to access the protected resource, the WebGate or web application redirects to the Oracle Access Manager server, and the Oracle Access Manager in turn redirects to the identity provider. The identity provider collects the credentials, authenticates the user, and after validating the credentials of the user, it returns with a token containing the user attribute and the other relevant information necessary to identify the user in the token, which is used as part of the OAuth and OIDC connection flow. And once the token is received from the OAM server, the details of the identity token are retrieved along with the user attribute, and the user is asserted at the OAM server, and then after the necessary cookies are set, a session is created. Once these things are done, the assertion, the session being created, the control is passed back to the user in accessing the protected resource. So this is a typical flow in authenticating the user, asserting the user, and giving access to the protected resource in the context of OAuth OpenID connection flow with the third party or the social identity provider here. Looking further, the various configuration parameters associated at the Oracle Access Manager side in achieving this integration is we have these two plugins, OpenID Connect plugin, user identification plugin. Then we associated with this, we have to create a custom authentication module using these two plugins. And of course, we need an authentication scheme with this authentication module to be associated with the protected resource in the process of this authentication flow, which we have seen earlier in the earlier slide. Now let's look into each of these functionality of each of these components. The first is OpenID Connect plugin. This is a generic plugin that you can use to integrate with any OpenID 2.0 providers. The role of this plugin is to redirect the request to the IDP it is integrated with, and there is one particular parameter like challenge parameter is set the initial command equal to none to this. After the user is authenticated the IDP, the control is returned back to the OAM server with the necessary parameters being sent through the ID token. The next plugin is the user identification plugin. The user identification plugin is a required second step in this authentication flow. And before the session is created, the user authenticated IDP needs to be asserted by the Oracle Access Manager. Once the assertion is successful and the relevant cookies and sessions are set up, before the control is sent back to the user for accessing the protected resource. Now, as part of this ID token, which is being asserted and received from the IDP, it contains a key attribute known as the user attribute, which you will see in the slides. And this user attribute depends on the type of social provider which is being integrated with the Oracle Access Manager. Then next is the authentication module. The authentication module needs to be created, which relies on the two plugins, the OpenID Connect plugin and the user identification plugin. And these needs to be orchestrated in creating this custom authentication module. Finally, you need to create an authentication scheme incorporating this custom authentication module, which relies on those two plugins. We will look into this into our details. First, if you look into the OpenID Connect plugin, this plugin contains the parameters necessary to be configured with the social IDP here. You have the identity domain, which is the context of OAuth and OpenID framework. For more details about all these things, you can refer to documentation relevant to OpenID and OAuth. The key parameters here you see is we have a client ID, we have a client secret, then we have a user attribute here, and then we have a discovery URL, what is the type of provider, then you have the token endpoint, authorization endpoint, user info endpoint. So these are all these parameters, and some of these parameters are optional and some of them are mandatory, and it depends on the other parameters which are configured here. We will look into this into details further. Now let's look into the Oracle Access Manager thing here. If you see here, this is a OIDC plugin here. So here, if you see the step OpenID Connect plugin, we have the various parameters configured here. We have the OAuth client ID. I'll show how this OAuth client ID has been arrived at the IDP or social IDP here. The example used here is Google. That's why the provider is named as Google here. Then we have a discovery URL, which is https account.google.com. And then we have the user attributes here. It is email. If it is Facebook, the user attribute will be display name. If it is IDC here, the user attribute is email. Then associated with OAuth client ID, you have a OAuth client secret here. Other parameters like ID domain, token endpoint, authorization endpoint are optional here because the discovery URL is already provided here, and the user info endpoint and scope are also optional here in this case, because the user info endpoint in the OIDC Connect is basically the ID token. The scope here is defaulted to email unless you want to override the default scope, which is user attribute as email. The other parameters are not required to be configured in this case. Then we have this token endpoint also, which are not needed in this instance of integrating with this Google. Now let's look into this further. Like OpenID Connect plugin here, you see we have the user attribute which is returned by the OpenID Connect plugin, which we have seen earlier. Then we have this user identification plugin where it has this key filter in seeing how this user is being retrieved. And then we have the user attribute, like in Google, we have email, we have IDC here, we have subject as email, then we have the relevant parameters here. Let's look into that user identification plugin here. If you look into the user identification plugin here, you see that there is a key identity store reference, which is OID store here. Then we have the relevant LDAP filter where you have to specify in retrieving the user. Of course, you have the search based URL where the user needs to be asserted and how the user has been identified. So this is something we have already seen the OpenID Connect plugin. Similarly, with the user identification plugin, which we just saw. So these are the various parameters like key identity store reference, key LDAP filter, key search bit, which we looked in the OAM console. So this is what we have seen, the OpenID Connect plugin, the user identification plugin, which is set up as part of the authentication module as a steps. Then you have the steps orchestration, which you need to create as part of this authentication flow. Coming next is the authentication scheme. Basically, the authentication scheme, you need to specify the authentication module, which is relevant here. And then you other parameters like what is the challenge URL, what is the context type, context value, these are all needed here. Then we have the initial command equal to none as a challenge parameter. This needs to be configured or set so that the OEM server initially when it gets the request from the WebGate or redirect, it has to redirect to the IDP for authentication purposes. Because after the IDP authenticate, it returns with the user attributes as part of a ID token. So then next, looking at to the next topic, how do we configure the social logging in the Oracle Access Management? Let's look into these two here, the two plugins, authentication scheme and authentication modules, which we have seen earlier. Like if you see here, the authentication scheme, here you see the authentication scheme contains the description, name, authentication level, challenge method, then challenge redirect URL, what is the relevant authentication module, which we have seen earlier. Then we have the challenge parameter, initial command equal to none. Then we have seen this authentication module, the user identification plugin, relevant, the store associated with that. Then we have this OIDC plugin, which we have already seen earlier. Then the next one is we have seen these steps already, like the OEM console, OpenID Connect plugin, user identification plugin, authentication scheme, authentication module, which needs to be configured as part of this integration. Now, if you see here, like we have already seen how the authentication scheme is being defined, and also we have seen how this authentication scheme uses the authentication module, and then it has this two plugins, user identification plugin and OpenID Connect plugin. Then the same thing which we have seen earlier is the various parameters like OAuth, client ID, client secret, discover URL, and user attributes. We have already seen this, how these have been configured. I'll show you later how this client ID and client secret has been arrived at the OAuth as an OAuth client here. So the concepts of OAuth client, the resource server, authorization server, and the resource owner, and you can refer to the documentation on OAuth, OpenID. So these are all these standards of part of the OAuth, OpenID flow. Now next we'll see this, how the OAuth client is being created and set up at the social ID provider. Here the example chosen is the Google IDP, Google social provider. Here basically here I've already configured the client here. That's what you see here as the client ID, the client secret, the date it was created. I'll show you a step how it's been arrived. And then you see the there is an authorized redirect URI which has been provided or configured, where my IDP has to get redirected after authentication. So there you give that OAM example one, the port number, the resources OAM server, OAuth, auth credit submit here. Then of course, this is what is authorized redirect URI. If you see, the users will be redirected to this path after they've been authenticated at the Google. But this path is appended with the authorization code and must have a protocol. So that we have all those configurations done here. This is what being done at the client. Let's look into this, how this is done. Basically, how do you steps you create, you register a client, and how do you create a client or register client at this IDP or social provider is, these are the steps in terms of Google, like you go to project, create, API and services, credentials, you create credentials with the OAuth client ID, you give a name, and then you, similarly, if it is Facebook, you go to developer.facebook.com and follow similar steps. For details of the steps, you can refer to the documentation pertaining to integrating OAuth and OpenID with the social identity provider. To show you one, like here, if you go to credentials, API and services, credentials, basically you create credentials, you go to OAuth client ID, then you choose the application type as web application, then you give a name. I'll give a name like demo client ID 1. Then I give this add URI, which is the OAM server redirect URI. And then you say create. Basically, it creates a client, which I'm not using here, but you see that it creates a client ID and the client secret. So these are the one which you need to copy back in the OpenID Connect plugin when you set up with the authentication modules, like what is the provider, like Google, what is the client ID, client secret, user attribute, which is email. So all these things, parameters are first created at the client, and that these parameters are being used while you set up and configure at the OEM server for OpenID Connect plugin. So these are some of the things which I created earlier. So this is one I created on the earlier with this create, and that's what has been configured with the OEM console. So these are the steps which we have just shown you. So this is what the steps, there's a screenshot how I have navigated. Like you go into this console.developer.google.com, then create credentials, OAuth client ID. Once you enter the relevant details, you get the OAuth client ID and the client secret. And of course, you have to create the authorized redirect URI as well. Then similarly, which we have already seen these steps here. Now setting up the resource at the Oracle Access Manager side. Now here, you need to create the resource which is done at the application domain. And if you look at the IAM suite agent, there is the index.html, which you create a what you call configure a protected resource here. This protected resource, basically you configured with the relevant scheme which we created. This scheme is associated with the authentication module, and the authentication module is associated with the two plugins, OpenID Connect plugin and user identification plugin. So once this protected resource is accessed, it has to redirect to the account.google.com, where you enter your credentials, and once you're login into that with your Google email. Once you log into that, then it sends you the user attribute info here with the email, and control return back to the OEM server. Now, the some of the things which you need to set up needed when you set up the protected resources. You need to add a proxy if there is a proxy which is there in the environment. The way you add the proxy is using the Java option set domain env.sh, and you use a -d parameter specifying the host name and the port by using -d use sun http handler equal to true. Then the way it works is once you access the protected resource, it should redirect to the social ID provider login page. You log in with your credentials at the Google, and it redirects back to the OAM for assertion. And then, of course, once you get the protected resource, that's why it displays your protected resource after you log in at the Google ID provider with your login credentials at Google. Then the other parameters, like because it is using OpenID, OAuth, and the flow behind along with those settings we have seen with the ID, the OpenID plugin, user identification plugin, and all those things. The relevant parameters of the OAuth is you need to create identity domain, and this is a typical example of creating an identity domain. For more details, you can refer to the documentation or the earlier demo I said, which explains about creating these resources in the context of OAuth and OpenID flow. And these are the standard parameters which you need to create when you create a domain. Similarly, when you create a resource, this is a REST API example. How do you create a resource? Similarly, when you create a client, how do you create a client and associate with the your identity domain here and type of the client and what are the scopes and all those things you need to specify. For more details, you can refer to this documentation link specified here for details about OAuth, OpenID, and the various artifacts of identity domain, resource server, client, and those things. Then moving further, we have that OpenID Connect discovery endpoint. Basically, this discovery endpoint is used as a process in determining the location of the OpenID provider. So this is as a configuration needed the IAM suite agent, unprotected resource, the well-known resource here. And this one is basically part of the OpenID configuration, which the details are exposed about the IDP provider here. Then the discovery endpoint can be used to retrieve the metadata about the provider, and the OpenID provider's configured data are exposed to this well-known OpenID configuration, which is listed as a resource in the agent. Now, when you configure this well-known discovery endpoint, you have to provide the relevant settings at the OHS side by modifying the mod wl ohs.conf file. And here is the sample settings. Then, of course, when you use this get command with the post, you basically return these parameters. So, in basically to summarize the detail what we covered, we walked through how we integrate Oracle Access Manager with social identity providers. We walked through the various configuration settings from the OEM perspective, the plugin, authentication modules, authentication scheme, and setting up the protected resource. Then what is needed at the plugins in terms of configuring with the IDP. And also we have seen an example of how do we create a client and register that client with the OpenID Connect plugin. And then, of course, we showed with an example Google as the social provider here. These are the relevant links which are useful in understanding more about the features here. They have like Oracle documentation associated with the configuring OpenID with social ID providers. Then there are a couple of blogs which will help you or understand how these are set up. Then on the concepts about OpenID and those things which are there for your reference, which you can go at your leisure. Thank you again for tuning into the Oracle Identity Access Management Insight session today. I hope this session was useful and informative to you. We will be looking forward to see you again at the next one. Thank you.